Wanna talk? So let's talk. Yeah. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Tues is not available for some reason this evening, so we're going to continue, and hopefully he'll join us while we're moving on. There are two things that I saw that I want to share with you. The first talks about Barack Obama's comfort, in fact, joy, with killing living children who are born during an attempted abortion. A child laying on the table, kicking, screaming, and breathing air. Barack Obama, well, just listen to this commercial, if you will, about Barack Obama's positions.
In 1999, an Illinois nurse witnessed children born alive during abortion procedures.
My name is Jill Stanek, and I'm a registered nurse who witnessed babies being delivered alive and left out to die. To be clear, these were living babies who were left out to die.
But as an Illinois state senator, Barack Obama voted 4 times to deny equal treatment for those babies born alive during an abortion. Why?
But I think it's important to understand that this issue ultimately is about abortion and not live births.
Only an extremist could ignore the humanity of a newborn infant fighting for its life.
I was aborted and my body discarded like I didn't exist. But a nurse heard me crying and cared enough to save my life.
Barack Obama, wrong on abortion and wrong for America.
Women Speak Out PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, a couple of facts. Give or take, half of the people in the world are women, half are men. Of course, that's not the case in China and India, in some of these moronic countries where they limit and boys make more money than girls and cost less money than girls, so they simply murder the girls. But, you know, they're sensitive people. Barack Obama says to half the people in this country, if you had been born and your mother didn't want you to be born, then it would be okay to let you die. Chief?
Well, the first thing is science has proven that life begins at conception. A fertilized human embryo has unique DNA, and any woman that's become pregnant, by the time they realize it, their baby that they're carrying inside of them has a heartbeat and features that are easily recognizable, fingers and toes and those things. Our founding documents say that we as Americans are guaranteed life. That's the very first thing it says. So if it's a fact that life begins at conception, I believe that the Constitution and our founding documents mandate us to protect those unborn babies because they're guaranteed life.
By the way, in this country, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not, nobody even talked about killing the baby inside a woman's womb on purpose. It happened. There were criminals, there were accidents, but the thought that someone would on purpose, the mother, kill the baby, it wasn't even talked about. No one did it. It wasn't even conceived. It never even came up. Now let me ask you a question. Not you, he knows. I'm asking you. Have you ever heard the term an eye for an eye? Stripe for a stripe? Life for life? You ever heard that? Yes, yes. I can see you nodding. Do you know where it appears? Yes, in the Bible. Do you know where it appears? Okay. No one knows the Bible that well. I don't. But I happen to know this one's in Exodus 20. Do you know what it referred to? The killing of an unborn baby. Hello. What did you think it referred to? A holdup at a convenience store? If a woman loses the fruit of her womb, that's a baby. And if you're a Democrat, that's a baby, whether or not it's left the womb. It was always referred to as a baby. What do you think the word fetus is? It's a Greek word for baby. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If a woman loses the fruit of her womb and someone did it on purpose, you took a life, you forfeit your life. Now, there are some Jewish, quote-unquote, scholars. I call them the wrong end of the circumcision. But that's just my humble opinion. That say you're not a human being until you're one. Because in the days of old, since many children didn't make it, property rights didn't accrue until you reached 1 year of age. But if you're Jewish and you believe in abortion, listen to me. Go into the kitchen, get a butcher knife, and cut off your testicles if you're a man, cut off your whatever if you're a woman, because you should never be around human beings and you certainly shouldn't create it. Abortion is wrong in the eyes of the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, in the eyes of Jews and Christians, and by the way, Muslims. And by the way, Muslims.
And it violates our founding principles that guarantee all Americans life. But the Democrats have been very good about not using the word baby or murder. They only talk about procedures and abortions and tissue masses. They will never talk about the truth, which is they're convincing women to murder their own children. That's what's really happening. It's awful. It's terrible. And what we need to do as conservatives, Republicans, Americans, is really talk it like it is. They are murdering babies. That's what's happening. Innocent babies that have done nothing to anybody. And again, on the left, for example, they'll go out of their way to criticize society for punishing convicted murderers, but they will not say one word about punishing innocent babies and kill them in the womb.
Further than that, if you run over a turtle and that turtle is carrying eggs, they want to charge you for each egg with another violation of the law. And the same thing for any animal. And by the way, I agree with them on that. I just can't imagine that they think a turtle is more important than a human being. Not the way it is. Now, let's take the next step. Do you know what Barack Obama's next position is going to be when he is handed his half white, half black behind on Election Day? Can I say that?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Very well, too.
Okay. He's going to become the grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Honorary, of course. You know why? Because he's done more to destroy black families, to kill black babies, than they ever dreamed of doing in their wildest wet dream. Do you know the most dangerous place to be in America if you're a black child? In your mother's womb. Almost 2 of every 3 black children conceived in America are murdered by design, on purpose. White libs love dead black babies. You'll say, all of them? Yeah, all of them. No matter what they mouth, the fact if you stand up for abortion on demand, it's because you want babies dead. And listen to this. Black people represent, give or take, 13% of the population of this country. Right?
Yes.
What percentage of abortions are done on black children?
Most of them. It's about 90%.
No. 36% of all abortions are done on black children. But they're only 13% of the population.
Well, 90% of them, of the babies conceived by black children, are aborted. I believe that's
It's a little lower number.
I got the numbers a little mixed up there.
Right. 2 of every 3 black babies are aborted. But blacks have abortions at almost 3 times the rate of their pro rata share of the population.
By design.
By design. Why do you think 90%, there's your 90% number, of all abortion clinics are in black neighborhoods? Because that's where they want to kill babies.
And they is Planned Parenthood.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Supported by, extremely by Barack Obama.
Exactly. All right. I don't want to leave this. I'm putting it out there. If you're pro-choice, you have every right to be. You're an idiot. You're evil. You're disgusting. But you have every right to be.
I don't believe that they have every right to be that. I believe the Constitution gives these unborn babies the right to life.
We need to change that. We need to get a Supreme Court. And by the way, I recommend that 5 of the Supreme Court justices be impeached, impaled, and ejected. And that includes Roberts, that lying whatever. All right. Now let me tell you what the stereotypical Barack Obama supporter is like. Watch this repeat of a YouTube video that was watched by tens of millions of people.
Everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us the phone. Give us the more. How do you give your phone? You sign up and drink your full statue on Social Security. You got low income. Keep Obama in president. He gave us the phone. Give us the more. Keep Obama in president. He gave us the phone. Keep Obama in president. You got the more.
Tea Party Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, by the way, they pulled the commercial because they were called racist. This woman's proud of being a moron. This woman's aggressive at being an idiot. This woman has trained to be a complete joke. And the tragedy is, she's not an evil person. She was directed this way by a society that makes fools of people. She may be a nice woman, I don't know her. She may be a mother, I don't know her. She may be a saint in many ways. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what Obama has done to many people in this country, to the majority of blacks, to a hell of a lot of whites, to a hell of a lot of Latinos, not very many Asians, but the reality is this. Spectacle is reality, and that woman's vote is equal to mine, and should be. I'm not arguing that. How many people like her? By the way, you didn't hear the rest of the video. We still have that one. We did it once before. I don't know if you saved it. I want you to hear the whole video, because they were being nice. But give me a second here and watch. You have a comment here while we're waiting for that?
Sure. This was a black lady talking about minorities, so I'm going to keep to that category for just a moment. But how many black children do you think we could ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they said, well, you know what, I want to be poor and live in a substandard housing and get an Obama phone. You know, what a disgrace we've done this to society. I say we because this is our government that's done this, by luring people in to some free benefits from the government, and then once they're there, they're trapped in that environment where they cannot get past that low subsistence because the government keeps them there at that point.
Now let me go on the record. This woman is not, every black is not like this woman, and this woman's not like every black. Every white's not like me, and I'm not like every white. Everyone's an individual, and that's reality. But there are millions of people that have the same attitude as this woman. Now, here's her, by the way, she was being paid to demonstrate against Romney at a Romney event. Here we go.
Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone? How did he give you a phone?
You sign up and you're on full statue on Social Security. You got low income, you disability.
Okay, what's wrong with Romney again?
Romney, he sucks. Hey! Obama.
You got Obama phone?
Yes, everybody in Cleveland, low minority, got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. He gave us a phone.
He gave you a phone? How did he give you a phone?
You sign up and you're on full statue on Social Security. You got low income, you disability.
Now, I don't know this woman's name, don't want to know it. I'm embarrassed for her, but she's not embarrassed for herself. She's very comfortable with her position. She was glad to get whatever money they paid her to demonstrate. She's glad to get whatever freebie she gets. And I'm not saying that people getting something is bad. I'm saying when you steal from people their dignity, she has none. When you steal from people their potential, she will never realize hers, in my opinion. And when you steal from people the freedom to fail, which then in turn gives them the freedom to succeed, you've enslaved them. You've put them back on the plantation. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right. And that's really a child mentality. When children are allowed to try something, they're not afraid to fail. As soon as they mess it up, they say, you know what, I got to figure it out now, and I'll just try it again. That's part of how we learn, part of how we succeed, part of how we grow through our failures and learning to overcome those with more tries at it. And that's also true with business. A lot of businesses start off and they fail and they figure out how to do it better. They come back stronger than ever before.
Unless, of course, they got grants from the government, in which case they go back and ask for more money. Now,
you just change your name and do it again.
Yeah, change your name and do it again. All right, let me ask you, there's a commercial on television. I don't remember what company it's for, but it's a young girl on a skateboard trying to do a trick where she goes over like 4 steps and lands and stays on the skateboard, and she falls and she falls and she staggers and finally she gets it right. You see that big smile on her face. That's what life is. If you don't ever have to try, if you don't ever have the blessings of failure, you'll never enjoy the sweetness of success. Is that a fair statement?
It is, and also it's a part of human nature that we don't appreciate what we're given. We only appreciate what we work for. And so anytime we give somebody something, it's never appreciated. That's true with even love. And so when we give people things like this woman here, we've taken away one of life's greatest treasures, and that's the ability to earn something and feel good about that.
All right. I want to close with this because Dr. Keys hasn't come. You remember a guy named Todd Akin who was running for Senate, won a very heated primary in Missouri. He was the top of 3 people. They say that the Democrats wanted him to win because he was the most right. He was the most pro-life. He was the most pro-gun. He was the furthest to the right. And then a reporter asked him some questions, which he had every right to do, and he answered the questions, which wasn't necessarily in his best interest. But they were talking about abortion in the case a woman is raped. And he made the statement, if it's a legitimate rape, a woman's body reacts so that it's less likely that she'll get pregnant, which, by the way, is 100% true. But unfortunately, he used the word legitimate. There's nothing legitimate about rape, and that was the big furor, and there should have been. He wasn't trying to say rape was legitimate. He meant it was forcible rape, traumatized rape, and not a change of mind after the fact or during the process where a woman's defenses aren't up. The last poll to come out, the last 2 polls to come out, show him now ahead of Claire McCaskill. Claire McCaskill's husband has gotten almost $50 million in government contracts since she's been in the Senate. She's only been there this one term. Does the term fingers in the cookie jar come to mind? I'm excited. I sent him some money. You can still send him some money. Chief?
Well, there's a difference in philosophy between the Democrats and Republicans. And this was very obvious recently with the Hillary Rodham Clinton decision to fall on the sword for the party. But Democrats will never desert Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, any of them, no matter what they do. They were going to be there for them all the time. On the other side, Republicans, wow, your guy says one wrong word, we dump him like a hot potato. We have got to realize that we don't have saints running for office. We have human beings. They're going to make some mistakes. We've still got to just pick the best we got and support them because while we're bickering, they're putting Democrats in office.
And here's some for instances. Richard Murdoch in the state of Indiana. I know personally that there are some Lugar fans who are upset that he beat Lugar, who needed to be beaten, at any rate, and say they're not going to vote for him. If I find that is the case, I will personally come slap you upside the head with a dead fish. Because you're a rotten, low-life, self-aggrandizing moron. And if you're the reason that we don't have Republicans in control of the Senate so President Romney can move his agenda forward, well, you're disgusting. You're a pig. Is that me?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. You're the problem then. You're part of the other side.
And the same thing for any Republican in Missouri that doesn't support Todd Aiken. He's our candidate. And for that matter, we have moderate Republicans that I don't agree with. But McCain's comes to mind, but you support them when they're running for election.
In the general election, yes.
And then you beat the crap out of them to try and move them in the direction you want. But you know the Democrats not going to listen to you. What is wrong with you? By the way, our friend Jessica Bradshaw, Jessica, Bradshaw, Bradshaw, her website is TexansForJessica.com. Go there, give her $10, give her $20. She's running to pick up a seat. She's a conservative, moral, pro-life, pro-gun, wonderful lady who won and worked hard to win the Republican nomination, and she's running to the same thing. The big shot Republicans won't support her because she's not a whatever you say boss. You can make a difference. Please do. Closing
and just because Jessica's in Texas doesn't mean her vote in the Congress. It's a vote for us.
It's a vote that could have stopped Obamacare if she'd been in when that happened.
And just finally, we are the land of the free because of the brave. So please, next time you get a chance, say something good, do something good for any servicemen you know and their families. The service people cannot exist without their family support.
If we don't support our first responders, law enforcement, fire, emergency medical, if we don't support our military, if we don't support our retired and our reserve people, they're going to be hard pressed when the time comes to be there for us. Everyone does their share, and your share comes before the crisis. Their share comes during the crisis. Thanks for watching Talk to Solomon. God bless America.